Alright, yeah. So we are bored here. Trying to think how I feel about this team. Like, I think we don't have a lot of the common move types. I think that looks like one of the big problems on this team. We don't have any fire moves, we don't have any water moves, grass moves. You know what I mean? We have acrobatics, that, dragon and fighting. What did I just touch? Interesting. Okay. Gonna have to think about that. I mean, that seems like a random thing to say, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. And then, yeah, we have this. And then we have the Genghis Khan. You know, I don't know what I'm saying. I made a all Kanto team, and I don't think that I'm going to use it. Sleep Pair, what up, homie? We are just kind of chilling right now. I'm not sure what I necessarily want to use right now, but like, I do want to try to figure out this team. I think that it needs something changed. It definitely needs something changed. You know what I'm saying? And whether that's just something a little more standard or what, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like we're almost trying to do too much spice all at once. Like, you know. But I did only try the Sylveon Talonflame version for like one match or two matches, so it's not like it can't work. I just think like it looks like we would really benefit from something in the form of, like, I could take acrobatics off for Flare Blitz, I guess, you know what I mean? But it helps, you know, it helps pin things, I guess. I don't know. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I definitely think that we could add even like something like Palafin, you know what I mean? Somewhere on this team over like, I don't know about over King Gambit, but maybe over like Sylveon. I don't know. Let's try this team for a match or two, just to get our gamer going for today. And if we really wanted, we could switch back to the Ultra Sauce and use this for Alligator Heliolisk team. But I actually kind of, you know, wanted to try this combo theme, and obviously I made it my thumbnail. Nice. So I guess it just shows you a picture of the last team you used. Because, yeah, this definitely wasn't the best team I used, but it was the last team. We can say that. It definitely lost me, like, a bunch of matches last June. But we got 10,000 VPs, my boy. We can technically use that to do some of the move adjustments that I wanted to do. So if we wanted, instead of just jumping straight into the double battles, you know, we could look at the box one more time, real quick. And we could say, well, I did want to do some things on this team. I actually wanted to try not a Charizard team. I wanted to try a Blastoise team. My Blastoise set is just whack. So now I can actually change my Blastoise set. And then if we were doing that, we would be dropping Gyarados for something. I do got this kind of crazy Arbok they gave me, I'm not gonna lie. It's an Arbok, like, so oh, but we were gonna do Snorlax over Gyarados. Is that what we were gonna do? Because, like, you can technically do a triple legendary team. Not a triple legendary team, a triple starter team. I'm not saying you can't, you know what I'm saying? But, you're definitely getting yourself into, I don't know, a bit of a too linear situation if you do that. Blastoise. Alright, so, like, hear me out. Didn't they just give me a bunch of VPs? Like, what happened there? Did they not just give me a bunch of VPs? Yeah. Say, give my man the VPs. Okay, so I could probably optimize its EVs. I just don't really like know right now what's gonna be good. We do have this Dragon Dance Dragonite, which I do actually think is scary, but I also think we might want to just give it Tailwind, so that we don't have to bring Aerodactyl to every match where we want Tailwind, and just have a little more versatility that way, you know what I'm saying? So, if we're going to recruit this Arbok just to be silly, I could technically just go get an Arbok from the other game, but I think it's kind of annoying to I think it's kind of annoying having to deal with, what do you call it? What am I trying to say? It's annoying dealing with having to send things back and forth from Pokemon Home to here. There you go, I found it. My brain works, kind of. Look, my guy learns Rock Slide. I might keep Rock Tomb, but let's just say it does learn Rock Slide. The real question is, I mean, it actually learns quite a bit of things. It learns Fire Fang, Thunder Fang, probably learns Ice Fang, my boy. Trailblaze. Poison Fang sucks. Poison Jab. That's the one I was looking for. So it does learn Earthquake. It pretty much learns like everything that was in Gen 1 and then some. Like, well, that's not true, obviously. It doesn't learn like Ice Beam or any of those things that, you know. But yeah, Ice Fang, Psychic Fangs. You could actually run Psychic Fangs to counter Sneasler, because Sneasler definitely is not going to enjoy. I mean, it doesn't even have anything to hit Arbok with, you know what I mean? Like, so you could just say, like, what if I did that, you know? But, what was I running in that slot before? So I was using it to counter Charizard. And I think in that case, you would more like to take away Scale Shot. So I'm going to leave without training for a sec. And then go back here. Let me look at the team actually. So the team kind of has ways to counter. Like, I'm not sure if I actually think Scale Shot is worth running, you know what I'm saying? And I actually am interested in trying this Psychic Fangs thing. At least for now. So, we might find that raising our speed is going to be very useful once we get the coils going. But, whatever. You can see how I can use money pretty quickly in this game, I guess. So I just used like 5,000 buckaroons just fooling around here. So we'll see whether or not we want to run a Sleep Powder Venusaur, or am I running Sleep Powder Venusaur? That's actually something I need to check as well. I'm running Leech Seed. Yes. Okay, so we will see if this Leech Seed Venusaur works. It is also probably something that I could change into a bulky set instead of what it is now. So let's just kind of see how the team feels, and then we'll go from there. After we change the item, so Yeah, leftovers Arbok. Go Arbok. I might actually want to try Snorlax over Kangaskhan, but obviously I like Kangaskhan. We could do thick fat Snorlax or something. Okay, so this is definitely some sauce for sure. We have some sauce. So, you know what I mean? Like, you can't blame a homie for running sauce. Like, where there's sauce to be had, sauce. Like. Okay. So, let's see. I think Blastoise does look pretty decent here in some way. Like, because it just has a nice moveset for most things on this team that are annoying. But we do need to be careful versus the Hammer Boy. So we do want to bring Venusaur, maybe Dragonite, I guess. This will be interesting. Like, I don't think that things like Arbok are terrible into this matchup, but like it really would have to commit to it and take out the threats, right? So, Lady Chestnut Sinistcha, not a terrible place for Arbok. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe should have had Arbok. But we will fake out, and we will Dark Pulse, and hope that it KOs. I'm just one guy. I don't know if it KOs. There's no berry. Doesn't KO. GG. Oh. You would, my boy. He's gonna grassy glide me. He said, I'm gonna grassy glide. And I said, hey, hi, holder. He might actually not grassy glide me right now. He might do something scary. Yeah. Oh man. I mean, like, I guess I was supposed to go after your mains. I was supposed to just hard target your mains, clearly. Okay. We're gonna get grassy glide. Oh, God. Okay, we're getting wrecked here. We are getting wrecked. Dang it. So you know what? Sometimes you gotta face sauce. Like, sometimes you gotta be ready for the sauce. So technically that was my fault for switching turn 1, I guess you could say, like... Because, like, sure, grassy terrain only goes for 1 more turn, but that really doesn't guarantee us much, you know? Alright. GG's. So that was our first match of the new season. That was a rough one. The Kanto team got absolutely sauced on. And to be honest, like, it really came down to me just making the wrong targeting decision. Like, oops. Oops. Because yeah, if I had really respected the chestnut there and last resorted it, because I kind of could, I guess, we would have been in a decent position. Okay, this is a little scary. I hope we're not just facing a bunch of belly drum things. I'm not going to say Arbok's bad here, because it's not. It just can't be Gardevoir. And it also can't be Corviknight. Let's go. Ironically, though, we would have been in a better position versus their dragon Pokemon, you know what I mean? Yeah, we would have been in a better position versus Drampa if we had just... That's dangerous. I mean, I'm a bulky boy. I didn't see when they flinched, unfortunately, so I am gonna go for this last resort. Because, I just want to take out Heracross right now. I mean, that's damage. This isn't a very serious team, it feels like, but you know. They might have been trying to call a glare. That'd be smart, you know. But what I can do here... better watch out for Kangaskhan. Like, I'm just saying. We're having fun. But they don't even have snow warning. Like, this is definitely a unserious team. They do live one. Let's go Arbok. Right. You know what I'm saying? Silly. Exactly, yeah, that safeguard was like, what? Like, either you don't have a serious team or you really are afraid of Glare Arbok, like, and like, I get it, don't get me wrong, no one likes Glare Arbok. Pretty funny. Kangaskhan was putting in work though. Alright, well, you know, here we are, I guess. Like. So let's see. Unfortunately, I kind of can't lead that. Here. So... in some sense, I could lead this. Ooh, I do actually have Blastoise, right? So I actually don't need Dragonite here. I can just straight up bring Blastoise. And then Venusaur in the back. And I'm gonna defer to Kangaskhan on this one. I do think that Arbok has some merits, but I think that Fake Out Last Resort as a late game sweeper actually has a lot of potential in this. Or just like as a mid game sweeper. Like bringing in a second Fake Out, doing new things. Like, alright. So, let's be honest, like, I can kind of just Tailwind and then Fake Out their Meganium. And like what that really does, if anything, is it just buys me a turn. So I do want a Tailwind. The question then becomes, do I just go for the Mega Water Spout and accept that I might not KO Sneasler? Or do I call it and just switch into Venus? I also technically, I guess, had a best play there, which would have been dual wing beat the Sneasler. Yeah, so I did not make the best play there, unfortunately. And that will probably lose me the game. Yeah. Because they're not dumb. They make the smart. Oh, right. I can't. So, unfortunately, we lost this one on, like, turn 2, I guess you would say. Because I basically just forgot to go for the dual wing beat play over the tailwind play, I guess, you know what I mean? But, yeah, so what was the other team that I was thinking? Like, I definitely think this team needs a little work. This team I do want to figure out. Like, so obviously I'm not trying to just use the all Kanto team just because it's silly. I want to try to use something that I'm ultimately gonna actually craft into a serious team. You know what I mean? So this looks out of the box for sure, but it's not impossible, you know? Start Talonflame. Flame. I think we could technically probably get away with starting Zoroark Glim here with let's see. Alright, so we got two scary things here. You got me. I mean, you did get me. You did get me. Alright. Isn't it so nice how I actually aligned my screen with my game? That's him. The thing I don't get about some of these out-of-the-box looking teams is like, but you have to have your Pokemon trained in some way, right? Like, they're like, you don't click that. Mr. Gyarados, oh so Gyarados. You live. Switching the actual combo, yay. Jeez. It is what it is. So let's gather whatever this all is. Use extremely effective moves 5 times. You gotta be on the radar for our extremely effective moves. So, I'm trying to think, like, there is something about the team, like, that I can't put into words quite yet. And I think it's the fact that we have 2 slow Pokemon, a setup Pokemon, Zoroark and Glimmora, right? So, like, we're really leaning into the whole Talonflame thing, and there's no guarantees that it works, right? I'm afraid of them starting like a Trick Room thing for some reason. Like, this team just looks really weird, but it could be scary. I want to go like Glim Zoroark again, do in some sense kind of want this, but I also think this is going to be interesting. Because technically the one I could leave out looks like Kamo O, but Kamo O resists their team very well. So I'm actually going to go for the same as last time. And I'm going to say that that might come back to bite. Okay, yeah, so that doesn't surprise me that much. I might go for like Spiky Shield. Spiky Shield, Icy Wind. Yeah. So I really don't want this, what's-his-face to be faster than me. If they go for Tailwind, that will be unfortunate because I could have called it. But I'm expecting, like, Iron Head. Okay, technically, I think switching out Zoroark there could have been good because we're not getting that much out of this second Icy Wind. I don't think the damage into Toxicroak is really worth it. I think if anything, it covers for the possibility that Skarmory is bulky enough to live the Power Gem. Because that is not enough to live with Power Gem, I will tell you that. Yeah. So my swaps would have been pretty... I would have had to be pretty careful there. We can go for Power Gem Icy Wind. So, I mean, like, let's be honest, when it's good, right? But, that's not gonna be all the time. Yeah, I was gonna say, we might live that, but we get the Poison Touch, unfortunately. But Thunder Punch ain't no Poison Jab, my boy. Okay, I'll just bring this out. So I wonder how much this is gonna do, honestly, like... Okay, I'm better. So, I don't know, like... I don't know what they were trying to call there, but... How did they get poisoned? Oh, I poisoned them. Okay, so... I don't think their team was bad, necessarily. I just think that, like, we obviously had a better lead than them. So, you know, the Zoroark does have its place. It's just, I think sometimes it does feel like having some faster and scarier things than King Gambit, etc. would be kind of nice sometimes. It's just that it's not like Sylveon and King Gambit aren't scary. You know what I mean? Like, they definitely do things. I can't say they don't. So here... This is a situation where, like, obviously I wouldn't mind starting Talonflame, right? Because starting Talonflame means that I can click, like, Acrobatics into Sneasler if I want, right? But it really does not give me a good indication what my other Pokemon should be. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can lead the surprise Zoroark again, and then bring, like, Glim in the back with Kamo-O. I actually don't think Kamo-O is a terrible lead. I just think that, we really need to have the right things to make it good. If that makes sense. So I'm probably just not bringing the right Pokemon here, but hear me out for a second. We bring the Glim, quote-unquote, and the Talonflame. We potentially just go straight for Acrobatics here. And... Icy Wind? I mean, no, we don't go for Icy. I could have protected. I mean, like, I could have protected. That's on me. That's on me. But this Hyper Voice, that's on you, my guy. That's on you. What you gonna do when they come for you? So they do have, what was that, Scarf Meowscarada, like, so I have to click protect Hyper Voice, like, I kinda wasn't thinking about that. Yeah. Yeah, what do you think? What are you thinking here? If they do have Basque Sylveon in the back, though, I just lose. So... Basque, Tyranitar. Okay, so that's still scary, but more work with a bull. So... I need to think here, because I, like, technically can't really get away with this Clangorous Soul. Like, I technically should just go for Aura Sphere, and then, like, just go for one Hyper Voice. Like, no, because I honestly think... The problem is that this Aura Sphere might not KO, and if the Aura Sphere doesn't KO, we're in a kind of bad position. Okay. So definitely getting a little scary here. But I do think we're ultimately winning. I don't think Tyranitar has a move that can KO Kamo O, and because of that, we should win. Doesn't mean we're out of it. Okay, GG. Holy crap. That was the most, like, hear me out game we've ever had. Yeah, I swear. It's like, it really didn't look good there for a second. But we will also get that extremely effective thing, so... But hey, we brought the right Pokemon. We brought the right Pokemon. Log into the game. True, true. So I do kind of not enjoy in some ways the comparability of this game to like the menu of Pokemon Unite. And the way that Pokemon Unite's gameplay is structured. You know what I mean? But I also obviously think the game is fun. And it's not actually about, you know, it's about just enjoying Pokemon, right? But like, just the way that you gain resources obviously is Unite-esque. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if anyone has played Unite. Who's watching, you know? But, it's pretty clear what they're going for. You know what I mean? But I do look forward to seeing the different, like, the change towards, what am I trying to say? I actually don't remember what I was in the middle of saying. But I'm looking forward to I think maybe that's what I was saying. I was looking forward to the change to the next regulation, you know, and seeing what items they add. Ooh, okay, so... You can't taunt a Rangaroo, can you? That will be a problem. Do it, go. Yeah. So unfortunate. Because there's definitely not much I'm going to be able to do from there. I mean, we live. And apparently we're faster than Lopunny, which just means Lopunny is like super fast. And then they bring out Torkoal. At that rate, what can we really do? How long does Sunlight go for? So Trick Room is 3 turns, Sunlight is 5. Let's see if they go for Instruct. That's really what I want to see. That's annoying. So in a weird way, that was like the one thing they could do to pin my team at the moment. Like, it's not a surefire pin, but it definitely works. Because, yeah, they just do that. And then if they have Instruct, they click that. Yeah. So, if I had started the real King Gambit, we obviously would have had a better chance there. It still would have been a little rough. I did not expect their Lopunny to be that fast. So we definitely still would have had plays with like acrobatics the next turn, even if like, so if we did technically start the King Gambit, it would have been our best lead, you know. Okay. This looks like a version of my other team. feel like I should be running like Psychic Zoroark to deal with these Sneaslers. What do I want to lead? I don't hate leading this with like this in the back. The problem is they can match my Tailwind though, right? Whatever, that's fine. We're just not even masking our Zoroark. Like we don't care about masking Zoroark here. I could have masked it for the Sylveon. So they go for the standard good lead. I respect that. Let's just protect here and go for the protect. Yeah, because it's like, who do you fake out? You know what I'm saying? They do have the set. We go for the Tailwind, we go for... I don't hate just going for Sludge Bomb again because it does neutral damage into most things they would have in the back. Feels like a last resort can. Yeah. So I didn't bring Kamo O, which could be a problem, but if they bring out Sneasler, Sneasler will not be able to do anything, hopefully. I actually think that we might be slower than them, which is bad. But that being said, I'm gonna try to go for this, and I'm gonna go for the Earth God. Something to think about is what if I went for Hyper Beam Earth Power? I mean, look, you got a strong move, I got a strong move. That's what I'm talking about. Like, I got moves. So... I do need to be a little careful here. Yeah. Look, they already used their Mega, didn't they? So it's like... No, they didn't. Did they? So we'll see what happens. They get the double protect, which means we have a very good chance of losing. So the thing is here, our opponent basically now has to make a decision about their targeting. Like, they just don't have a choice. You gotta choose your targeting. Like, and you're probably gonna lose either way. Like, because I'm thinking technically the hyper voice should do enough to get us out of it. Yeah, because they didn't have a writer, did they? I just saw. So, I don't know what to say about that. We go for hyper voice. And we go for hyper voice. That's gonna hurt. I respect it. But GG's. So, I would have been interested to see how that goes if they didn't have, if they did have the writer. I don't know what happened there. So let's think. We really haven't been getting our proper use out of King Gambit, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the wrong Pokemon. It just means I need to use it correctly. I do think technically we could use like Incineroar to good success. Not saying we couldn't. We'll see. Okay. So we need to be careful here. Because we need answers to certain things. We'll see. So they do go down the shop, which is kind of why it would have been good for me to lead Zoroark, because I get the sense that more than likely Garchomp is just faster, right? Like, I don't remember Glim's speed. There you go. That keeps us in it. Which, that doesn't keep us in it. We're getting somewhere. Let's see what they click here. You live. They go for the garbage chomp again. We don't know what set the Garchomp has, but I am going to bet that this. Alright, so we do move first. That's big. This might not do enough. Maybe I should have just clicked the other one. No. So technically it would have done the same amount, like the Sludge Bomb technically does the same amount as Earth Power. We just put ourselves in a pretty bad position now, unfortunately. Yeah, whatever. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like the Sludge Bomb would have done that. Like, I feel like the Sludge Bomb would have picked that up. Like, just because it's adaptability. I don't know. So GG's. I will play one more with this team, but if it doesn't go well, I'm definitely feeling like I want to switch to the yeah, nice. I'm feeling like I want to switch to the Helios team. So this team really does not like Sylveon. Sylveon is not this team's friend. We can start Zoroark, it's just not really that good of a lead. It's kind of... we'll see. I think if we take out like one thing that this can be good, but we need to be careful. And then technically Acrobatics Talon Flame in the back can do things. But we also in that case need to be very careful around this Spiritomb. They do go Weavile Save Live, which is fun. We go Sylveon. Probably Sash Weavile, so I mean. That's scary. There you go. Sylveon did things. Did we win that one where we clicked Hyper Beam? I hope we did, but that was fun. Feels like we didn't somehow. No, because they didn't have White Earth. That was what happened. So Spiritomb is looking a little scary here, of course, but nothing we can't handle. All Reach is doing all Reach is doing. Not nothing. Not enough things just stop that, my guy. Never even revealed the Zoro. We just had Hyper Voice Talon Flame. Nice. So I do think that I should probably be running Fake Out Sneezy Breezy. I like Throat Chop. I like Throat Chop Sneasler. Can I just say it? Like, think it's good. I think that we might want to get dual wing beat back for this team, because I'm gonna be honest, like, it was kind of funny watching all those rock slides miss. Can't stop rock slide here, my gang. Okay, so we have faster fake out than them, which is always fun. But they have the ability to stop my fake out. So, but they can't stop fake out and tailwind at the same time, so that's fun. We can do that. And then I do also think Sneasler looks good here. Don't count out my man Helios. Don't count me out. We just need to be careful around Glim if this is what we're doing. Like, because Feraligatr actually checks Glim pretty decently. Yeah, so this is fine to me. Just protect, and switch. I wouldn't be surprised if they go for like fake out triple axle. Tailwind. I'm gonna try to get rid of this Serena. Yeah, so, I mean, like, unfortunately I could have called that, right? Like, the Incineroar switching is very obvious, you know? I just, you get that at least. even better. There's no way that you attack. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you definitely don't attack Helios this turn. So the Serena is checking my team pretty heavily right now. It's not super clear what I should do here. I'm gonna go for this taunt. And if Helios lives a turn, that's really like the best chance I have. Okay, so Helios lives a turn. We look at our speed tiers. Yeah, but like, can I look at my speed tiers? It's like, holy crap. Okay, so I am gonna go for the Hyper Voice, and I'm gonna go for the Acrobatics here. That should be nice looking. So now I'm going to double protect. Yes, we need to mind a fake out. To get the moon glass. And now I'm going to Thunderbolt the Insane and kill him. I need to make sure I KO the Insane this turn. So like, I can't risk the Hyper Voice not doing enough. GG. That Serena was no joke. Like, let's be honest, that Serena was no joke. It was countering my whole team for a second there. I was like, wait, what? But to be honest, they kind of made the mistake of triple axling me, so like that's on them. Let's just fake out. I wonder how much this acrobatics will do. I'd expect like 45 to 50%. Like, I actually think Floette can probably tank it decently well. Even better than that, yeah. It's can't go the last resort, I'll tell you that. So what could I say about that one? Like, technically Flare Blitz would have been better in some sense, I suppose, right? Like, if I had Flare Blitz there, I would have actually been able to get around the priority block. So, yeah, I don't know. Got another scary Frigger FT. So, I guess this is what I do versus that, like, and then okay, so we're actually gonna start Torkoal. Like, technically I could have picked Dragon Dance this turn, I guess. Yeah, I could have clicked Dragon Dance. So I think here we can obviously bring out Sneasler. Sneezy Breezy, Acrobatics, go for this. Alright, so we're not making good plays here. What we can do here, however, is fake out the Goler and go for, and basically just try to call that they're not going to want to switch in for Graph. Like, that's exactly. So we called it. They don't want to switch in for Graph. Like, it's not fun. Like, you could, you know. So this is where it gets interesting, because the question becomes like, who is my best target with what, right? My concern is that this last resort does not KO the Goler, right? That's good. So more than likely I have to make a dumb play here, and I have to just double target this Goler. And it might lose me the game. It might. I'm just gonna say it. Like, can you KO last resort? Can you? As a bulky boy. Alright. Yeah, they do. That is actually very bad and very could lose me the game. So GG possibly. We go for last resort. We go for close combat. They might have actually just won the game. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, yeah, that's the right play. We need them to miss something, or we need them to get KO'd by this combination. That's literally what it comes down to. Miss, or we KO. Close combat hits, but Torkoal is Torkoal. We need to take Torkoal down to at least like 35% with close combat if we want this to win. 43, that might not cut it. I really don't think it will. Yeah. GG. Oof, okay. So there's actually no way that I could have got around that unless the Last Resort would have indeed KO'd Golurk, right? If Last Resort KOs Golurk, we're fine. If not, we're still in, pretty darn bad position there. So, yeah. I think we made the right play. Like, losing to a Heat Wave burn feels bad, but it's like, I'm pretty sure I played well enough. Like, pretty sure we can still pat ourselves on the back here. Okay. So they've got some scary stuff here with Sand Spit, etc. They don't have a way to immediately pressure for Alligator. So I don't hate starting like Kangaskhan Gator. Feels a little weird, but it kind of feels good. We could technically also start like Sneasler Gator. I think is not terrible just because it matches up a little better into their team. Kangaskhan is a good Pokemon still. And Heliolisk. Heliolisk is definitely not that good into certain things. But what I do like about it is that it has a special move in case we get in a weird position versus fourth one. So potentially bringing Heliolisk is the wrong play here. But we will see. Because they do start liking rock fourth. And we will click Fade Out Liquidation. Technically, if I went for Dragon Dance there, it could have been pretty scary for them. They also didn't technically have a way to stop me from clicking Close Combat. Did you go for Tread Tail? So we'll see what comes in on the tail. Could be Sylveon, could be scary. So, in that case, what would I consider best? Honestly, I would say we just go for the liquidation. You know, how about this? Let's still just break this Sylveon sub with liquidation, and let's go for this close combat to get our speed boosted and get like a knockoff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just KO my Alligator here. But we should pretty much just have good stuff in the back. Yeah, so... I actually think Kangaskhan's probably the right bring out right now. So what I'm gonna do here, which I do think is a little scary still, is I'm going to go for this. Smart plays. Alright, so what I'm thinking here is I just go for this. Feels right. Chasm, my boy, what up? Huh. Yeah, so they'll live that, but I mean, like, it's really not enough. Jeez, man. Save some for the rest of us. Fourth room is hitting. Yeah, that's kind of what I was telling you, Chasm. Like, I know we were poo-pooing on Glim, but like apparently a good Glim team can do good. I think it has a high skill ceiling, though. I will say that. So. Hey, take that, Pete. So there was no way for them to win this anyways because I have the Heliolisk in the back. So as long as I get the Dire Claw there, I always have Hyper Voice to win. Yeah. But they didn't have a fast enough thing to get out of that anyway, so. What was I gonna say about the team? I don't know. Sometimes I would like Whimsicott over Talonflame, but it's definitely not better into certain teams. I do like using the shinies of Basque to mask which shiny you have, because like that's female Basque Legion, if I'm correct, right? Like that's female Basque, because it'd be purple if it wasn't. So homie here has female Basque. Is it crazy that I'm thinking about just not even bringing Sneeze Layer? I want Helios. Helios is fast. I think they should not want King Gambit. That's what I think. I think King Gambit looks like a bad bring here. So I'm gonna leave out my Sneeze Layer. They're gonna air attack. So let's just match Tailwinds. There's no reason not to, honestly. And then... with your female basket legion, my guy. Yeah. Right, yeah. I mean, I just mean, like, in a tournament setting, I wonder if the people who can actually use Mega Glamora well are gonna be, like, really, really good players. And then, like, people at my level and your level might, like, just be getting, like, cheesed by people left and right trying to make Glamora work. But that being said, I do think if you just, like, take the best Glim team, because, like, unlike me, you know what I mean, you're actually okay with, you know, you don't mind just pulling a team off the internet and playing with it, you know what I mean? Like, I really like building my teams, and for that reason I usually shy away from doing that. But yeah, so I mean, like, if you were to just pull that high-ranking Glim team off the internet, I bet you do go quick, you know what I'm saying? So, hopefully my Feraligator's faster. I highly doubt that it is. But, you know, never say never. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's a way to get good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't hate on it. I mean, if anything, I hold myself back by wanting to use my own teams. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's definitely not something to hate on here. So here, I'm gonna kind of like try to call that they're gonna, yeah, do that. So if Hyper Voice does a lot, like, we're still kind of in this, but I highly doubt that it will. Yeah. And now the problem is that, if anything, my best play might be, like, Glare Last Resort, and then hope Last Resort one-shots Floette. Probably doesn't, but you know what I mean. Now, one thing to say, though, is that Electro Web... Okay, hold on. Hold on. Don't count me out. Do not count me out. If they go for Tailwind, they're gonna lose. I mean, my guy, like, you gotta be careful. You got some luck to pull here, my guy. Like, you got some luck here to pull. And I'm just gonna say, it's not impossible. But you got luck to pull. What if I went for Glare GG's? I don't think Glare wins it. I think Earthquake has to KO Kangaskhan from this range. GG's. That's a Kangaskhan for you. That's a Kangaskhan. So, interestingly, I'm not sure what would have happened there if I was faster than them. Sometimes it takes into account speed tiers in cases like that, but technically the rough skin did activate after I knocked them out. So, you know, but obviously they had Tailwind too, so. Yeah, you usually like will pool a team and then like tweak it to your benefit, which I respect, you know. Yeah, it's 0 Pokemon left. I gotta look at this team for a sec. I do think that we can probably find something better than Dragapult right now. But I do think that Dragapult, like, I want to see what happens when we have Dragapult in a Sneasler matchup. That's the thing. Like, Dragapult in a Sneasler matchup. Sneasler, good job. Alright, Sneasler's here. Technically not a great time to be leading this, but it's fun. We can lead... Heliolisk, kind of. Heliolisk, Sneasler around here. So something that I'm gonna need to be careful about here is if they set Tailwind and I don't, right? Because now I'm not bringing Talonflame. But what I am saying is I dare you to click that Sneasler. Like, yeah. You know? I get a lot of satisfaction out of building my own teams, you know, but like a lot of the times I don't spend enough time on the team, you know. I kind of just throw it together and I'm like, please let it be good, you know, but that doesn't always cut it. There you go. Yeah. It's just not worth losing the sash over. It's really not. Like, yeah, yeah. You were thinking. You were really thinking, my guy. Okay. Gotti. A whole lot of Gotti. That's a whole lot of Gotti. Still not over technically. Jeez. Couple things that matter. Either I'm seeing that shifted for an event, ignore it, or I'm busy with life or travel. Yeah, I feel you. Right. I mean, I do still think that there's certain teams that, like, generally stay pretty decent, you know what I mean? My Tyranitar team is kind of one of those teams, right? So if I were to put that back together really quick, let's see. What up, Sass? We got all the homies here now. I was lurking in your stream earlier, Sass. I was there. You were playing some sauce. I can't remember. I think you were still playing that Snorlax team, if I remember correctly. You were definitely playing Altaria, I think. Yeah, Sass is a good sir. I don't know if, Chasm, I feel like you and Sass have probably met each other at least once. Like, I just don't remember if you have. But you are both some of my good sirs, so what up though? Yeah, so this team I do think is generally still gonna be good. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't even have to make that many adjustments to it. The Chopal is my new adjustment for over the Shell Bell, since Shell Bell is not that good. And we technically also were running Throat Chop on this Sneasler because it gives you a slightly better matchup into certain things. but we also need to be careful because if we are not running Taunt on Ensign. Yeah, the Arbok was funny, man, but it didn't really do things. It didn't really do... Let's be honest. We had one good Arbok match, but it didn't really seem very serious, you know? Yeah, me and Sass, you might have met Sass there, yeah. It's pretty much any event that, you know, he's at, or you're at. I am chilling with you guys at some point. Okay, so, let's see. Let's just rake in some of these rewards. Wrong thing. Yeah, you know, they're giving me the Kangaskhan props. They said, look, homie likes Kangaskhan. Somebody likes Kangaskhan around here. Yeah, maybe you guys met in Charlotte. I don't know. Young Glim. Young Glim can do things. So one thing I do think about this team is that we could actually try Mega Garchomp, because we never really found the best item for Garchomp on this team. This is definitely scary stuff right here. I don't hate starting the Sandcorn and Garchomp, but we do need to be careful about certain things. So maybe we start this, and then we bring T-Tar in the back. Oh, yeah, I don't know, I wouldn't have remembered where we met, but I'm assuming that we've probably seen each other at least one of the NAICs. I went to NAIC 2022 and 2023. I might have gone to 24. I don't remember. Actually, I think I went to 3 NAICs in a row, and then I did go to 25. I just can't remember precisely. Like... So, I'm trying to bring a very, like, anti-Blastoise team as much as I can. And I also need to kind of be prepared for the possibility that they want to do Trick Room. So this is definitely a scary team, but not impossible. We basically just put Bulk Up and Thunderbolts. So yeah, one of the nice things about this setup at the moment is that, like, if they fake out me, they're just making Corviknight the fastest thing on the field if they set Trick Room, right? So, like, setting Trick Room doesn't even necessarily put you in a really good position. You still have to figure out what to do from there. So now, I'm gonna Brave Bird them, because it's gonna hurt. And I'm still gonna go for the Thunderbolt. The Brave Bird will not do like crazy amounts, but it will do some good damage. We're actually bringing Sinistcha, so how about that? It's gonna hurt. If they have Citrus Berry, they will get out of this. No, okay. So Rotom is pretty much back to full health here. You gotta bring Blastoise back, my boy. We go for the Brave Bird again. I'm still gonna go for Thunderbolt. Like, I'm still going for it. You're not slower than my like, you're just not. Yeah. So this almost definitely KO'd. Yeah. So we got all the scary stuff off the field. There's really no reason we couldn't bring in like the sand here. I think, yeah, like they're running out of options very quick because like technically Garchomp is my best bring in right there. Because we don't want to give Low Kick a chance to decommission my Tyranitar before the Trick Room ends. So yeah, it was pretty safe for me to just bring in Garchomp and then start clicking Disquake, honestly. So there you go. That's a good team. That's a good team. Like, sometimes you use a good team. Good team does the work for you. You know, that's the good part about it. Like, the other team were struggling for the wins. This team, we just click buttons and we're having fun. Like, you know what I'm saying? I literally just clicked like Thunderbolt and damage, and it was like, we're fine. Like, or I clicked Bulk Up and Thunderbolt, and then it was like, what are you really gonna do? You know? Like, we pretty much had them pinned on turn 1. And then it didn't help that they switched in the wrong thing, so. Okay, so this is scarier, for sure. It feels like I should be matching Tailwinds here, which is a little scary, but it is what it is. We don't have an amazing matchup versus this Meganium, which is slightly worrying me right now. Because, like, I want to bring Instinct, technically, to deal with that. I could still bring Mega T-Tar. Mega T-Tar does counter quite a bit of their team. just not the Holly or the Toxicroak. So they actually have a pretty scary team here, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Like, this is not a team to scoff at, for sure. It is a quite scary team. They do eat Polytoad Arch, though, which I don't love. I really don't, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm gonna make the risky play here, and that is I'm gonna go straight for close combat Tailwind. KO. Yeah, 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 yeah. Good team do things for you, but okay, right. So that's annoying. I guess I could have called that. Gotta watch them flinchers. Accuracy drop is a little annoying, like, but it's definitely not end of the world. I can technically switch out. I do suspect this Rock Slide to do quite a lot. Yeah, GG. Yeah, you were using that, I forgot if Scovillain was on that team you were using, but I remember the Ninetales team you sent me. We tanked that though. Did they go for the Focus Blast last turn? I missed it. But like I said, this is a good team, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes the good team just does the good stuff. And that's why I wanted to use it for... That's why I just wanted to use it for a couple matches before we end the stream, because, like, I do think it's a very important point in Pokemon that, like, a well-synergized and just inherently good team does a lot of the work for you. You know what I mean? Like, if you're going to a regional using something like this, like, you're fighting for every win. If you go with something like this, you're fighting for pretty much every win. You know what I'm saying? And like, so far in Champions, like, out of the teams that I've built, and I mean, obviously I pretty much only use my own teams, so, you know, it's pretty much out of the teams that I've used so far. Out of the teams that I've used so far in this game, like, there's really only one or two other teams besides this one that I would bring to a regional, you know, because it's good enough that, like, the Pokemon are carrying the weight for you enough that you don't feel like you're stressed out every match. You know what I mean? Like, I can start my Tyranitar, I can start my Incin. Technically, I'm not usually starting that. I'm usually starting, like, you know, Sneasler, Corviknight, or, like, something like that, you know. But, yeah, like, besides that, the only other teams I've built that I really feel good about are, like, this version of the Aerodactyl Kangaskhan team was actually pretty decent. I think it needs a little bit of tweaking before it's good, but it definitely has things it can do. The Feraligatr team, we interestingly came up with, like, pretty much the same team as Wolfie when he was building for Feraligatr. I never put the same 6 in the box that he did, but I was thinking about the same 6 that he was. Which is, you replace Kangaskhan and Sneasler, I think, or Kangaskhan and Dragapult for Sinistcha and King Gambit. So it's a pretty interesting team. Like, the pieces are there, but it's definitely not perfect in any way, shape, or form. This team is almost there. I will say that. This team is almost there. I just never fully developed it. And so, like, Rain is obviously always going to be pretty decent if you have the right team to complement it. And what all this team really needs to be better is, like, switch off Umbreon for kind of a lot of different possible things, like, you know, some people would say Incineroar in that slot, right? But I just can't think right now of what is a really good Rain synergy. There's obviously a lot of Pokemon you could put in that slot. Meganium would be it, right? So you would do, like, Meganium in the Umbreon slot, and then you just decide if you want to keep Scizor or change Scizor for something a little bit better, you know? Like, I don't know. But yeah, so in general, just like I was saying, like, a team that carries the weight for you definitely feels a lot better. You know, like when you just know that your Pokemon are tanking hits, you just know that your Pokemon are like applying pressure, you know? And I really feel like that's kind of like a Tyranitar and Corviknight thing, as well as like Sneasler, and you know, Incineroar's just good, and then Garchomp and Rotom synergize well. So, you know, like Corviknight is definitely a Pokemon that still needs to be respected, and how he pulls his weight. I'm just gonna say that. Like, Corviknight does things. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it for today. It is 12 here. I appreciate you, Chasm and Sass, for tuning in. Y'all are the homies. And I will send you this team again, Chasm, if you want to try it out, just to get a feel for like why I think it's so good, and like what I mean when you know what I mean when I say like a team is kind of just pulling the weight for you. Like you can practically just click buttons and do good. You know what I mean? But you'll feel it. You know, you'll definitely feel it. Especially if you've ever watched any of the videos where I use this team, because it definitely has its leads. You know what I mean? Like, it has some standard leads that I go for, but it does things. It definitely does things. So yeah, I'll send you this team if you want to give her a try, see how it feels. And like I said, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see what happens in the next one. I don't even know if I got anything out of this that I want to post. Like, we just had extreme. We were just bulling in the stream. But yeah,